woke up looking for the broccoli. High key, keep a horn on me, that could my seat. IP, ownership, the blueprint is by me. Mr. Get Off, I get off at my feet. Couldn't try me in a tri-state. Buddy pass, but I give him splash till he hydrated. Bounce out, know he spook town, eyes dilated. I got the money and the power, both gyrating. I feel good, get the out my face. Look good, but she don't got no ties. I walked in, walked out with the size. Man, don't let me know what the pay. What the I got hits, I got bucks, I got new paper cuts. I got friends, I got foes, but they all sitting ducks. Hit his turf and get cracking, double back like a deluxe. 50 deep, but it ain't deep enough.
I just want to let Kendrick rap. I'd rather hear him talk today than me talk. 800-920-1580. Or I'd like to hear you talk. What you got to say? I don't understand the phenomena, but maybe some folks just don't like to talk on the mic, on the radio, that the commentary in the chat can be quite robust at times, but folks don't want to get on the mic and squabble up. 800-920-1580 if you do, though. Okay, if you do. So, yeah. We always talk reparations in the second hour on Friday, but there's a lot of conversation that that doesn't necessarily make it in to that show that is still important about reparations. There's constantly things going on in that space in different markets, in different cities, and this momentum is real. So I think the follow-up today about next week, right, when the California legislative bodies will reconvene, the Assembly and the State Senate will reconvene, and what will happen next, following CJEC official, following Black Lives Matter grassroots and other organizations that work on reparations is going to be important. And as Chris said in an earlier show, if you're not a person that's going to read a 1,200-page report, which I'm still working my way through, they actually have people reading it for you on their YouTube page. You can go to CJEC Official on YouTube and actually, while you're working out or walking or whatever, start to hear that that California report, which is very much a template that's being used by different jurisdictions. I also want to encourage you to read the LA report. It's much, much shorter. It's a preliminary report, but it's an eye-opener. I had no idea, for example, I think it's 16, it might be 14, I'm going off the top of my head here, from what I remember, chapters of the KKK right in LA. Did not know that. I knew that there were a lot in the state of California. I was imagining them in Fresno in Orange County, but we're talking 2 chapters in Santa Monica, for example, and there's data there about how members of those chapters actually joined and were very prevalent in the the LAPD, for example, not the NAACP. St. Louis Reparations Commission released a report in December last month talking about the injustices that happened to Black Americans in that city. That's something that would have blown our minds, 5-10 years ago. Now we kind of let it go by. I think it's important. They spent a year and a half. They had 30 listening sessions. They had a commission that was convened by who? The mayor of St. Louis, Tashara Jones, Black woman, Democrat, just for the record. And actually, I think more important than even whether a person is a Democrat or a Republican is where their politics are at, right? Are they a progressive? Are they a conservative? We have some people and are they walking the walk that goes with the talk they're talking? But the fact that this report is now in place in St. Louis is a good step. These are signs of progress. They created 2 categories for their report. One is restitution oriented, i.e. cash payments, return of property, and other material restitution. And then the other was policy. And they want the city to adopt, one of the recommendations is a formal comprehensive history that is adopted for the record of what has happened, harms and badges of slavery and Jim Crow in that city. I think that's interesting. Again, yes, cash has to be a priority, but I think that's interesting when we're facing a time where the erasure of Black history and the removal of DEI, etc., is a top policy agenda. So to have a formally adopted resolution or document on the city, state, or federal level seems more interesting at this point. They also talk in St. Louis in their report about direct cash payments. They are using a lineage model in St. Louis. They want individuals to be able to trace their ancestry directly to enslaved people. But they also have a section where they will have a level of repair for those who have been disproportionately affected by systemic racism, specifically there in St. Louis. And so again, this is part of the ripple effect of California. And so even though we had the big betrayal of August 31st and the failure of the governor to sign those two bills, and this is one of the things I would have liked to ask Chris about, but maybe we'll do that in part two, which is he talked about lobbying the governor, but it seems to me that by vetoing the eminent domain piece, the return of land piece, that the governor has signaled he's not on board with reparations. Now, I know he has said different things in the past, but right now we're looking at 2028 in the face, and clearly he would be a contender for president. So it seems like it is it's a stretch to think that he would support. He's going to have to sign anything for it to be law, and we need him to be challenged with doing that by getting it passed through the legislature. In St. Louis, the mayor's office is now in the phase where they're doing an analysis of that report, and they want to see which pieces of those recommendations they can immediately implement on the city level. The cash payments, as we know, not just from the surveys and polling that's been done that shows that white Americans, and I'm going to say it, notably Republicans, which doesn't undermine what Chris says at all, but it is of note, they're opposed to cash payments by a much wider margin. But that is a matter of education, I think, and that's part of the work that we need to do. And we know the cash payments have been challenged in court. Example there would be Evanston, but also the bad outcome so far in Tulsa. So again, there's a lot of progress and work going on in reparations around the country, not just here in California, but California continues to lead the way. It was also in December that Sacramento City Council approved 2 resolutions on equity and reparations. And they say they're going to now include equity into city operations, and they want to take reparations and take it out of just the mayor's office, putting it on a citywide basis. This equity lens on decision making and culture, I think it's a good idea. I remember when council member, he was then a Board of Supervisors member, Mark Ridley Thomas, was working on that for the county. The problem with that is, of course, going to be implementation. Different administrations come and go. Whether or not they really do anything with that information that comes from having an equity lens can be problematic. But having it on the books, having it as a policy or an initiative is still important, because it gives we, the people, we, the organizers and activists, it gives us some leverage. It gives us a framework to at least try to hold our electeds accountable to that. So again, there's a second resolution that's meant to expand reparations, so it's not just dependent on the mayor, but it now becomes a citywide program with the goal of actual compensation. And so I wanted to follow up our Freedman Fridays conversation with some of these other progress pieces, and those are just a couple. There are many more going on that we can track and support in different ways. And as I've said before, and I'll keep saying it because we still have, 17 days until the inauguration of the 47th president, in which Joe Biden could and should take action. There's an initiative right now on reparationsunited.org. It's a petition to get Joe Biden to sign an executive action, an executive order on reparations. Maybe a long shot, but why not sign it? There is lobbying going on. Japanese Americans are lobbying the Biden administration to give reparations to the living descendants of the Tulsa race massacre, the Black Wall Street, which has been denied and denied by the state of Oklahoma. But just as the feds had to step in to integrate schools and other civil rights moves that this country has made and now seems to be reneging on, this would be a great time and way for the Biden administration to step in. And then if your boy, Drumpf, wants to make good on at least launching a study on the federal level, he could do so. Or he can show his whole behind, I'll close my eyes, and veto said resolution. So that's something you could do today if you feel like it. Go to reparationsunited.org and just sign the petition. Or you can call the White House yourself if you don't want to sign their petition and say, hey, where's our reparations executive order? 800-920-1580, that's the number if you want to weigh in. And I do agree, we should be talking to anybody and everybody who will listen about this. Republican, Democrat, Green Party, Justice for All Party, the Conservative Independent Party, whoever, the Libertarians, because that is the piece that Mr. Dick Gregory and I have been talking about since the 1990s, is the key to reparations is normalizing it. And that's one reason we talk about it every single week, normalizing it and making people understand this is not welfare. It's not a handout. It is a debt that is owed to the descendants of enslaved persons in this country. It is a debt. And the why and the how come, we need to talk about it to anybody who will listen. Policy and people over party every day, all day. It's a perfect time to call me about this or whatever else is on your mind. Interesting, the Team Biden is doing something to troll or maybe push back on future actions by the president-elect. And I'll tell you about that when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
Somebody bring out the confetti, baby!
Starting Monday, January 6th. KBLA Talk 1580 has a new midday lineup.
I'm excited.
Are you ready for Tavis Smiley, Dr. Cornel West, Jesse Jackson Jr., D.L. Hughley, and E. Quarterly Corte back-to-back?
Oh, my God.
Are you really ready for all this smoke?
I'm ready, brother.
Yes, we still have Dominique DiPrima in the mornings and Zoe Williams in the evenings, but middays just got lit on KBLA Talk 1580.
We on fire.
All across America, people are talking about our new midday lineup. Starting Monday, January 6th, our KBLA 1580 app downloads are on fire because everybody's going to be tuning in.
Yes, I love you guys. You are the bomb.
Now would be a good time to hit up SMB at KBLA1580.com if you want folks to hear about your business or brand. That's SMB at KBLA1580.com. It's going up in 2025 on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's going up.
That's what I want.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has a program specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to resolve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The revolution will not be televised.
This is Brother Cornel West. My dear brothers and sisters, I'm full of joy and delight to announce that I'm joining the precious family at KBLA Talk 1580, founded and led by my dear brother Tavis Smiley himself. Yes, the name of the show is Truth Time, and I'll be working with the inimitable Nina Turner out of Cleveland, Ohio, sister of great vision, and we will be on weekdays at 12 noon. We will be following Brother Tavis Smiley's show. We will begin Monday, January the 6th. That's right, Monday, January the 6th. Get ready for a different kind of insurrection. We coming with Martin Luther King Jr. and Fannie Lou Hamer and Curtis Mayfield and Aretha Franklin, and gonna add a little Gil Scott-Heron too, as Nina Simone sits at the center. That's right.
The revolution will be live.
That's what we gonna do. Please come with us on this fantastic voyage.
The revolution will put you in the driver's seat.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Wow, okay. I was just reading something very alarming, but I'll save that for another time. All right, let's go straight to the phones. Carrie Neal from Keeping It 100 LA is on the phone. Good morning, Carrie.
What's up with you, Dominique? What's up, KBLA? Listen, all this chat is lit on steroids. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm on the road. I hope it's
Yeah, you sound fine. Thanks.
Noise. Okay, great. Okay, so I want to quote two people, right? I want to quote Bonnie and Clyde, and I want to quote the amazing community activist known as Killer Mike. Bonnie and Clyde was once asked, "Why do you rob banks?" Their response was, "Because that's where the money is." Killer Mike once said, he was talking to a group of people, and he talked about this 10-point agenda that Black people need to have. And we need to take that 10-point agenda, what's important to us, regardless of party, and said, this is what we want. If you want our Black votes, this is what we want. Where do you stand on this, sir? So I listened to this discussion regarding reparations and, Freedom Friday and the time that thank you, Dominique, for championing this. But I'm not really sure this is really, really important to us. Let me explain. Because not to mention that you even have people on your show that seem to think that reparations was stupid for black people to even try to lobby after. But, there's certain issues, policies, that seem to be more prominent and salient with each party. I never hear about reparations being in the top 3, top 5, top 10 on a prominent level. So I think we as a community, we need to get together. You made a great point. We talked about there's efforts around the country to push our agenda regarding reparations over the goal line. But somehow we got to make sure that's important, and we need to challenge politicians. They come on your show, one of the first things we need to ask them, where do you stand on reparations? What are you doing to make this happen? What can we do to make sure we get this on a national level so it is a discussion and that we're serious about it? I think when we get serious about it, and not just in these small groups, and we create that 10-point agenda and let folk know that if you want to deal with the black folks, if you want the black vote at any level, let's stop talking about milk and eggs. Let's talk about the job rate. Let's, in the top 2 or 3 things that we ever mention, it needs to have reparations. That needs to be part of the discussion.
Yeah, I mean, I think, there's been a lot of conversation about a black agenda, and people say there is no black agenda, but we have some clear asks time and time and time again, as you've pointed out, jobs, education, prioritizing us and offering, well, affirmative action is illegal, so now it has to come through reparation, whether it's the LA Black Student Achievement Program or whatever that might be. Clearly, reparations is one of those asks, but you're right. Neither the Democratic nor Republican Party have put it in their top 5, top 10, or even top 20.
I never hear about it.
Yeah, because
I never hear.
Because politicians think it's toxic. They think it will make them lose.
Well, look, all I'm saying is this, right? Kamala Harris ran for president. And, we kind of made excuses for her. Well, she mentioned that she's going to lose the vote. So damn what? Yippee-doo.
No, but she did say she supported a study on reparations. She said it on the campaign trail, and she said it the first time she ran for president.
No, she did. No, she did. She did. No, I'm not saying that she didn't say it at all. But what I am saying is that it needs to be a very clear pillar of the black vote. And I'm saying maybe there's some internal stuff. Folk need to know that reparations is institutional when it comes to black people and the black votes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So anyway, have a great show.
Thank you, Carrie. I think it's a good question, too, as far as, because when you look at the polling, we, black people in general, support reparations. But what surprised me, what's continuously surprised me, is how much a lot of folks do not know what is being done or what has already been done. And that's a problem. Let's go to Dwight. It's one of the reasons we do Freedman Fridays. Let's go to Dwight, straight out of Compton. Hi, Dwight.
Good morning. Hello, Dominique. Thank you for getting us off to a great start. Hotep, good morning, and God's blessings to all the KBLA listeners out there and the family in the chat room. These Republicans are full of it, Dominique, and these black Republicans are full of it, too. Republicans did nothing to help black people. Democrats did too little. That's true, but if I have an empty plate, at least put a cracker in it to give me something.
A cracker, really, Dwight? A cracker?
Walk away from it. These Republicans are so full of it, Dominique. They vote against minimum wage. They're against Obamacare, health care. They're against the child tax credit. They're against everything. And they talking about we both the same. It ain't no both the same. They're against birth control, and they're against abortion health care. If a woman has a miscarriage now in a Republican state, she's going to die in the emergency room, and that's another way to kill black women. And Dominique, thank you for starting us off to a good start. Everybody, please go to congress.gov. Tell these Congress members, if they're Republicans or Democrats, to don't cut any government programs that help poor and working class people, to give trillions of dollars to these racist billionaires that put Trump in office. They got the media, they got the cable, they got the newspapers won't endorse Kamala Harris. They won't show anything positive Democrats are showing. Look at it, even this bombing. They talking about the brother that blew up, that ran over people in a pickup truck in New Orleans, which is sad. They ain't putting hardly nothing information about the white boy that drove a Elon Musk truck in front of a Donald Trump hotel. That was a message right there. You driving an Elon Musk pickup truck, blowing it up in front of a Donald Trump hotel. That's a bigger message than this guy who killed these poor people, which is so sad.
But the problem, the thing about it is that a lot of people died. You know, that's why people are talking about New Orleans. A lot of people died. I mean, there's just a lot of unanswered questions. It took them 2.5 seconds to say the guy in New Orleans acted alone. Stay with me if you would, Dwight. We've got a hard stop for news, traffic, and sports right here. Then it's the perfect time to call me. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling reported a decrease in murders and shootings in 2024, with 573 murders down from 620 in 2023 and 169 fewer shootings compared to the previous year. As Kentucky's medical cannabis law takes effect, ATF officials warn that violating federal firearms statutes can lead to perjury charges and up to 10 years in prison. Firearms retailers also risk charges for selling to medical marijuana users. The fundraising continues as HBCU Mississippi Valley State University's marching band is raising $240,000 to perform at President-elect Trump's inauguration. So far, the band has raised 94% of its goal. And people can still view Rose Parade floats up close at Float Fest Parade Showcase through today from 9 a.m. at Sierra Madre and Washington Boulevards in Pasadena. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Is this the takeover? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Another amazing performance for LeBron last night. LeBron dropped 38 points, 21 coming on three-pointers to help the Lakers beat Portland 114-106. LeBron tied Michael Jordan for the most 30-point games in NBA history, 562. At age 40, LeBron is the second oldest player to make 7 3-pointers in the game after turning 40. Vince Carter did it after he turned 42. The Clippers lost at Oklahoma City last night 116-98. A groin injury kept James Harden in street clothes. Amir Coffey led the Clippers with 26 points. The two black head coaches in the college football playoffs have made it to the semifinals. Penn State's James Franklin and Marcus Freeman of Notre Dame. Franklin and Freeman will face each other next Thursday in the Orange Bowl in Miami. One of them will be in the championship game January 20th. No black head coach has won a Division I national championship in football. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with Dayquil VapoCool. It's Dayquil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is Dayquil VapoCool.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by Abbott.
Somebody's been praying for me.
Thanks to the generous support of the KBLA Talk 1580 delegation, we were able to donate 545 pounds of coats and blankets to the LA mission this winter season.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
The KBLA Mission expressed its deep gratitude for our gift all over social media, but we wish to thank them and all the other service providers who look out daily for the less fortunate in our community, finding our happy by being helpful. Hallelujah. We're KBLA Talk 1580, where we do more than just talk.
Somebody's been praying for me.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth. Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
Yeah, it's interesting what Dwight was saying. And by the way, Dwight called me at 800-920-1580. I invite you to do the same. Talking about these two, I guess, terror attacks. I say I guess because I know they're calling the New Orleans terror attack inspired by ISIS. But of course, it's a mass killing. I mean, 14 people were killed and the attacker as well. And a lot of people were hurt. He drove right into a crowd on Bourbon Street in New Orleans on New Year's Day. The guy's name is Shamsuddin Jabbar, U.S. citizen from Texas. And we know that the Las Vegas attack in a Cybertruck, as we said earlier, both rented off a Turo, may or may not be a terror attack. These guys are both Army veterans. Well, actually, the other guy's active duty. The Vegas guy was active duty. And they're saying, it's funny because yesterday, the LA Times had a breaking news flag where they said that there was a possible connection. Now all the new news agencies are saying that there is no established connection. There's no evidence of a connection. And we keep hearing that the guy in New Orleans acted alone, but yet there's an ongoing investigation. CNN says there's no definitive connection right now between the attack in New Orleans and the Cybertruck explosion outside the Trump Hotel in Vegas, according to the FBI. But we know that they both use explosives. They were both on that same Army base, and they both happened on the same day. So you have to be a coincidence theorist to think that that's what happened until further investigation. I always feel, okay, you're doing an investigation and this just happened a couple days ago. So how can you definitively say that they acted alone? I'm not an FBI investigator. I'm just asking. Interesting, too, that Elon Musk quickly tried to take advantage of the situation and started bragging about how the reason that there wasn't more damage to that hotel or more injuries was because of the Cybertruck and the way it's built. But there's several experts that are disputing that already because they're saying that the reason that there wasn't more damage is because the type of explosives that were used in Vegas were actually mostly fireworks. They're low-level explosives. The police, so interesting that the cops in Vegas, or one of the cops, I can't remember his name, I don't have it in front of me, but he said that he thanked Elon Musk because he said the Cybertruck saved the day. But the Washington Post is quoting a bunch of experts saying that's BS. So is that just this law enforcement person being team Elania? Or is it, or first buddy or whatever he is, co-president? Or is it an assumption? Or is it he just believing the hype of another self-proclaimed genius? See, it was my great truck. And to me, how cynical do you have to be to take an attempted attack, which apparently only killed the attacker, from what we know? And the reason I say apparently is because everything burned up, including the guy, the driver of the car, where they said he shot himself in the head. They were able to figure that out. And miraculously, his ID is intact. it's giving, a guy sits in a McDonald's and has all the evidence you need to solve the crime. Where's Dick Gregory when we need him? I'll leave it at that. But I'm just saying, how cynical do you have to be to say, oh, there was an explosion outside Trump Tower, and and now I'll take this as an opportunity to brag about my truck and try to sell more of those trucks. That is pretty sleazy, if you ask me. Too soon? Way too soon. Maybe it's never too soon. Maybe it's always too soon to be using a tragedy to advertise your product. I'm just saying. So, okay, a little ray of sunlight in some of this not so wonderful news we've been talking about. I think it's good that Costco has decided to go against the trend, the sort of DEI demolition trend, diversity and equity and inclusion. And I've mentioned before, because I believe that when they went past affirmative action to past CRT to attacking DEI, it became not just, we don't want to give you any leg up or reparation to make up for past harms. We don't want you included at all. Because diversity, equity, and inclusion, unlike affirmative action, only means we're going to do extra efforts to make sure we find qualified underrepresented persons. It doesn't give unqualified people jobs. All it does is say, let's do some more outreach, let's do some extra effort to make sure that the Black people and other underrepresented folks know about this opportunity and have a chance to be considered. They don't even want you considered. They don't want you included. And so the fact that Walmart immediately canceled their DEI programs as soon as Trump got elected because they had their finger in the air and they were reading the way the wind is blowing. The wind is blowing against DEI. So let's reduce our spending. And many corporations have done this. Minority initiatives, programs for outreach in underrepresented communities, programs to help people, Black, BIPOC, underrepresented businesses, being shut down right and left. Those expenditures, even though study after study shows that more diverse populations in schools, more diverse corporate boards and workplaces get better results, better educational outcomes, higher profits. That's when you know it's racism, because they don't care. When racism trumps their profit margin, that's serious business. So I think it's good news that Costco has said, yeah, no, we're not going to follow the trend. We're keeping our DEI programs. We like them. They say that the board of directors of Costco unanimously, everyone on the board, recommended that the shareholders keep the DEI programs. They asked the shareholders to vote against this plan that was created by yet another conservative think tank, the National Center for Public Policy Research, which would require Costco to issue a report on the financial risks of DEI goals. The financial risks of not being racist and exclusionary. That's what they want to issue a report on. And they said that Costco might be illegally discriminating against employees who are white, Asian, male, or straight. And Costco's board of directors was like, nah, we good. Good over here. They have a chief diversity officer. They have a supplier program that's meant to expand underrepresented and Black businesses that can have their products at the Costco chain. And they say that their DEI programs have helped them. have improved the merchandise, the services in the store, have helped them to be more profitable and a better company. They say, among other things, a diverse group of employees helps bring originality and creativity to our merchandise offering, promoting the treasure hunt that our customers value. We believe, and member feedback shows, that many of our members like to see themselves reflected in the people in our warehouses and with whom they interact. I second that. Makes me want to go to Costco, if I'm being honest. Yeah. I'll skip the evil empire and go to Costco. They say, and I love this so much, the board of directors of Costco said the think tank was actually hiding its real agenda, which is anti-diversity. In other words, Costco called them out and said, you're not really worried about our financial risk. You just want to keep everything white. That's a pretty bold statement coming from a board of directors of a major company in America. They say they're inflicting burdens on companies by challenging DEI, and really all they want to do is just get rid of diversity programs. And they're doing it under the guise of financial concern for the companies. That's a bold stance. Yeah. I have a Costco card, and now I'm going to definitely keep it. But what I think is important about this is not just Costco itself, but that there can be a trend of corporate pushback. I don't know if I'll go so far as to call it resistance, but corporate pushback to this white lash and to the presumed Drumpf agenda. I mean, Costco's already paying its employees better than most, unlike Walmart employees who have to get on food stamps and Medi-Cal in order to survive. Costco actually pays one of the better wages. It's said to be a pretty decent employer, which is one of the reasons I do have that card. Let's go to Anthony calling us from North Carolina. Good morning, Anthony.
Hey, Dominique. Ain't talked since last year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Same to you, baby. Really, just now what you're talking about, money runs America. If we had the right media where we could expose, put it this way, if we had a broad media like an NBC, ABC, CBS, whatever, we could tell our people where to shop and why not to shop at certain places. And those places would change their policies. They will fire their CEO, they fire because money runs everything. And that's the only reason that they smile in our face from back in the days whenever they used to they really take our money. They realize that if these black people start doing their own thing with their own business, we lose their customers. So
well, what you're talking about is boycotts, really.
Really a boycott, but give another company that is not worth boycotting. Like you say, Costco, give them a chance to make that money. Give them a chance to. We can spend our money with them and don't feel like, we spend them with a racist company.
Well, I think we can start with Tesla. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But we don't have that media. The media, they knew what they were doing whenever they controlled the media. From to the media outlets.
Right, and that's why I appreciate you so much supporting this particular black-owned media outlet. I mean, we have a few. There are 5 black-owned talk radio stations here. You're right. We don't have an NBC. We don't have a CBS. I mean, BET. Anyway,
Dominique, if you made guest appearances every Friday and on BET, the old BET, with the Tavis and the Ed Gordon or whatever,
right?
People would know then to turn into KBLA during the week to listen to you. CNN, whatever, people like that not gonna give you the chance to come on their show because you're gonna advertise for your own show. But the reason I called because it's Reparation Friday, right?
Well, yeah, we do Freedman Fridays, usually the second hour of the show, but I love talking about reparations anytime.
Okay, well, Dominique, I stay in North Carolina. I know you got some family over here, either North or South Carolina, but I got a trucking company. And me riding around both North and South Carolina, I'm telling you, something is going on to the point where if they're going to give us reparations, they're gonna have it where they control 98% of the businesses. So when we do get money, it has to go right back. I mean, there are popping up businesses like the economy is booming, but black business is very few. It seems like some is going on where they just it's really quiet. But my whole thing, I called you last time about Africans investing in us, because I feel like as long as those people are watching us, then we making some progress. As long as we sit back watching them and whatever they do on the news, whatever, we're not doing nothing ourselves.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it starts with us because we can find those black businesses in our communities and be intentional about supporting them. But that's a scary thought. And I some of that is what we have to do no matter where we live, North, South Carolina, LA, whatever. We know that the most dollars leave the black community in a matter of hours, whereas other communities do a better job of keeping their dollars in circulation within their communities. Where I think the last time I saw data on that, we were the quickest people to send the money out of our community. So yeah, some of that is the fact that our businesses are not maybe everywhere and not as easy or convenient, but some of it is a consciousness that has to do with, well, what am I going to buy and where should I buy it? Can I buy it from a black-owned business? And am I aware of what my options are and really tracking that? I think it's a great point. But back to what you said about BET, BET isn't black-owned anymore. BET is owned by Paramount Global. It's CBS Entertainment. So, yeah, I'd love to come on there every Friday or every Tuesday or any day and be able to promote KBLA and the work that we're able to do here. But when you look at BET now, it is really CBS. It was sold. And the old vintage BET that you're talking about, it used to be a black-owned company. And that does make a difference, especially when it comes to media. Ownership is important. One of the reasons I'm very concerned about the new FCC nominee or pick that the president-elect says he plans to put in control. He's the only Republican on that panel right now, who has said right off the bat, we're going to get rid of DEI in broadcasting. Well, there's basically practically no DEI in broadcasting. There's hardly any ownership as it is, but he's already made it clear he's going to target us. Elections have consequences. Ownership is really important. And so thank you for supporting us. We are KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Somebody bring out the confetti, baby! Starting Monday, January 6th, KBLA Talk 1580 has a new midday lineup.
I'm excited.
Are you ready for Tavis Smiley, Dr. Cornel West, Jesse Jackson Jr., D.L. Hughley, and E. Quarterly Corte back-to-back?
Oh, my God.
Are you really ready for all this smoke?
I'm ready, brother.
Yes, we still have Dominique DiPrima in the mornings and Zoe Williams in the evenings, but middays just got lit on KBLA Talk 1580.
We on fire.
All across America, people are talking about our new midday lineup. Starting Monday, January 6th, our KBLA KBLA 1580 app downloads are on fire because everybody's going to be tuning in.
Yes, I love you guys. You are the bomb.
Now would be a good time to hit up SMB at KBLA1580.com if you want folks to hear about your business or brand. That's SMB at KBLA1580.com. It's going up in 2025 on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's going up.
That's what I want.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PREP to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text PREP to 42424. That's PREP to 42424.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Yeah, no, man, in the middle of all this tragedy, Elon Musk is saying he's going to sue anybody who doesn't specifically state that the Cybertruck didn't just blow up on its own, that it had explosives in it. Why is he so testy about that? Well, because the Tesla cars have had some problems with just blowing up, reportedly, allegedly, according to the news reports, that they just sometimes have just had explosions. So he's saying anybody that doesn't report, it's interesting how the free speech king wants to control your free speech. Let's go to Sean from Cleveland. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Dominique, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. I just wanted to mention two things. I know we're getting close to time. Elon Musk is in his feelings because it was reported, I believe, within the last 2 days that sales of Tesla have actually decreased.
Yeah.
So he needs the money. Folks are turning the cars in. I actually live in a city that has a Tesla dealership, and I've seen the cyber trucks and whatnot around. I was actually driving past that dealership the other day, and I've noticed that it looks like there's some cars that have been returned. So he's got some problems that he's dealing with. So I guess if I had as much money as he did, I would be in my feelings too. But the other thing that I wanted to speak to is with Costco. I wanted to remind everyone that Sam's Club literally announced that they were no longer going to support minority businesses that, you know, how they have those products in there and they actually had a special program. So I would tell those folks, particularly Patty Bell and those Patty Bell pies, move your stuff over to Costco, okay? So I can go in on Saturday morning and get my samples.
And that's a good point. And the other corporation that's pushing back is Target. Is like, no, we're good. We're keeping our DEI. Thank you. So, you know, yeah, take your pies to Target. Take your pies to Costco. That's true. The Sam's Club and Costco are like, you know, Cain and Abel.
Absolutely. We have to be strategic. That's what we're learning at this point. Be strategic.
Yeah, I think that is exactly what it is. It's be strategic on every level. And part of the danger of a private billionaire, you know, aside from the whole oligarchy thing, being the shadow president or co-president or first buddy, is that he is already making moves to try to shut out some of the other electric vehicles to make up for the Tesla sales being down, i.e. they want to get rid of that thing where you could go in the carpool lane, the EV exception. Why? Because so many people already have Teslas, right? and Tesla is considered a sexy car, where those other manufacturers need that subsidy to get people to try their electric car. He doesn't.
Yeah.
So it puts them at a disadvantage. These are the things that kinds of things he'll be getting the president to do to give him a illegal competitive advantage.
Absolutely. And one last thing about Elon, for those that did not read, it was just also reported that Starlink has been given permission to put the satellites up, and there are certain phones, I believe, if you have a Samsung, iPhone, there were a couple of them that they mentioned that if you own these particular phones, your phones, instead of going onto the towers that you're accustomed to, they are now going up to Starlink.
Okay, we got to leave it there, Sean. It's time for Tavis Smiley. We'll look into that for next week. History is now, and we're making it together. See you on social media. Until next time, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling reported a decrease in murders and shootings in 2024, with 573 murders down from 620 in 2023 and 169 fewer shootings compared to the previous year. As Kentucky's medical cannabis law takes effect, ATF officials warn that violating federal firearms statutes can lead to perjury charges and up to 10 years in prison. Firearms retailers also risk charges for selling to medical marijuana users. The fundraising continues as HBCU Mississippi Valley State University's marching band is raising $240,000 to perform at President-elect Trump's inauguration. So far, the band has raised 94% of its goal. And people can still view Rose Parade floats up close at Float Fest Parade Showcase through today from 9 a.m. at Sierra Madre and Washington Boulevards in Pasadena. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Another amazing performance for LeBron last night. LeBron dropped 38 points, 21 coming on three-pointers to help the Lakers beat Portland 114-106. LeBron tied Michael Jordan for the most 30-point games in NBA history, 562. At age 40, LeBron is the second oldest player to make 7 3-pointers in a game after turning 40. Vince Carter did it after he turned 42. The Clippers lost at Oklahoma City last night 116-98. A groin injury kept James Harden in street clothes. Amir Coffey led the Clippers with 26 points. The two black head coaches in the college football playoffs have made it to the semifinals. Penn State's James Franklin and Marcus Freeman of Notre Dame. Franklin and Freeman will face each other next Thursday in the Orange Bowl in Miami. One of them will be in the championship game January 20th. No black head coach has won a Division I national championship in football. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Here they come, y'all. Here they come. Here they come, y'all. Here they come. Get out the way. Ooh. First things first with Dominique DiPrima at 6 a.m. Tavis Smiley at 9 a.m. Truth Time with Dr. Cornell West and Nina Turner at 12 noon. Here they come, y'all. Here they come. Here they come, y'all. Here they come. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show at 1 p.m. The D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show at 2 p.m. A More Perfect Union with Dr. Nee Quarterly Quartet at 4 p.m. Here they come, y'all. Here they come. Here they come, y'all. Here they come. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Tune in weekdays from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the talk of the town. Only on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about. Here they come, y'all. Here they come.
Time now for the best of Tavis Smiley on KBLA Talk 1580.